If you grew up watching National Lampoon's Vacation, get ready for a trip down memory lane. It's been over 40 years since the Griswolds hit the road to Wally World. Let's see what the cast looks like now in 2025. Chevy Chase played the unforgettable Clark Griswold, the goofy, lovable dad who just wanted the perfect family vacation. Born in 1943, Chevy was 39 years old when Vacation hit theaters in 1983. After the movie, he starred in many comedy hits like Fletch, Caddyshack, and more Vacation sequels. He also had a major TV comeback in the show Community. In 2025, Chevy is 81 years old and still active, making public appearances and staying connected with fans. A true comedy legend who brought the Griswold charm to life. Beverly D'Angelo played Ellen Griswold, the patient and loving wife who kept the family grounded through all of Clark's crazy plans. She was 31 years old when Vacation came out in 1983. After that, she reprised her role in several Vacation sequels and starred in films like American History X and The House Bunny. Beverly is also known for her strong musical background and dramatic roles. In 2025, she's 73 years old and still active in Hollywood, often appearing in TV dramas and indie films. She remains a fan favorite for her charm and timeless talent. Imogene Coca played the unforgettable Aunt Edna, the cranky, chain-smoking relative that the Griswolds were stuck with on their chaotic road trip. Born in 1908, Imogene was 75 years old when she brought this hilarious character to life in Vacation. She was already a comedy legend from her TV work in the 1950s, especially Your Show of Shows. After Vacation, she made a few more TV appearances but mostly stepped out of the spotlight. Imogene Coca passed away in 2001 at the age of 92 due to natural causes. Her role as Aunt Edna remains one of her most iconic. Randy Quaid brought unforgettable chaos to the screen as Cousin Eddie, Clark's wild, unpredictable relative who stole every scene he was in. He was 32 years old when Vacation came out in 1983. After that, he continued acting in major films like Independence Day, Kingpin, and returned as Eddie in multiple Vacation sequels. Randy also earned an Oscar nomination for The Last Detail earlier in his career. In 2025, he is 74 years old. Though he's stayed out of the spotlight in recent years, Cousin Eddie remains one of his most iconic and beloved roles. Anthony Michael Hall was just 15 years old when he played Rusty Griswold, the awkward but lovable teenage son in National Lampoon's Vacation. His performance helped launch a successful acting career in the 1980s, with standout roles in The Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, and Weird Science, making him a core member of the Brat Pack. Over the years, he appeared in TV and film, including the Dead Zone series and The Dark Knight. In 2025, Anthony is 57 years old and still acting, recently seen in both indie films and guest roles on popular shows. Dana Barron was just 17 years old when she played Audrey Griswold, the moody teenage daughter who wasn't too thrilled about the family road trip. Vacation was one of her earliest film roles, and it made her a recognizable face in the 80s. She later returned as Audrey in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation 2, and appeared in several TV shows and movies over the years. In 2025, Dana is 59 years old. While she's taken a step back from acting, she's still involved in creative projects and occasionally appears at fan events and reunions. Eddie Bracken played Roy Wally, the cheerful but confused owner of Wally World, who shows up at the end of the Griswolds' wild journey. Born in 1915, Eddie was 68 years old when he appeared in Vacation. He was already a well-known actor from classic comedies in the 1940s and had a long career on stage and screen. After Vacation, he continued acting in small roles, including appearances in Home Alone 2 and Baby's Day Out. Eddie Bracken passed away in 2002 at the age of 87 due to complications after surgery. His performance as Roy Wally remains a fun finale to the film. Brian Doyle-Murray played the grumpy camp comfort clerk, delivering one of the film's funniest deadpan scenes. Born in 1945, he was 38 years old when Vacation was released. A talented character actor and writer, Brian is also known for his roles in Caddyshack, Wayne's World, and Groundhog Day. He's the older brother of comedy legend Bill Murray and has voiced characters in animated shows like SpongeBob SquarePants. In 2025, Brian is 79 years old and mostly retired, but his classic roles still bring laughs to fans around the world. Miriam Flynn played Cousin Catherine, the calm and quirky wife of Cousin Eddie, who always seemed unfazed by the family chaos. She was 31 years old when Vacation came out in 1983. Miriam continued to appear in several Vacation sequels and built a strong career in both live action and voice acting. She voiced Grandma Longneck in the Land Before Time series and had roles in shows like Grounded for Life. In 2025, Miriam is 73 years old and enjoying retirement, though she occasionally makes appearances at fan events celebrating the Vacation legacy. James Keach made a brief but memorable appearance as the straight-faced motorcycle cop who pulls over the Griswolds after they unknowingly dognapped Aunt Edna's pet. Born in 1947, James was 36 years old when Vacation was released. Beyond this role, he's had a long and respected career as both an actor and director, including directing Walk the Line, the Johnny Cash biopic. In 2025, James is 78 years old and still active in the industry, mainly behind the camera, producing and directing meaningful film and TV projects. Eugene Levy played the slick and shady car salesman who tricked Clark Griswold into buying the ugly Wagon Queen family truckster. He was 36 years old when Vacation hit theaters in 1983. Already a well-known Canadian comedian, Eugene went on to star in the American Pie movies and later gained huge success with Schitt's Creek, winning multiple Emmy Awards. His signature mix of awkward charm and wit made him a fan favorite. In 2025, Eugene is 78 years old and still active, recently hosting travel series and continuing to entertain audiences around the world. Frank McRae played Grover, the friendly and helpful mechanic who works on the Griswolds' car during their troubled road trip. Born in 1941, Frank was 42 years old when Vacation was released. He was known for his big presence and tough but lovable roles in films like 48 Hours, License to Kill, and Last Action Hero. Before acting, he was even a professional football player in the NFL. Frank McRae passed away in 2021 at the age of 80 due to a heart attack. He left behind a legacy of strong and memorable supporting roles. John Candy played Lasky, the overly polite security guard at Wally World who ends up leading the Griswolds on their private park tour. Born in 1950, John was 33 years old when Vacation was released. He became one of the most beloved comedy actors of the 1980s and early 90s, starring in hits like Uncle Buck, Planes, Trains and Automobiles, and Cool Runnings. Known for his big heart and bigger laughs, John Candy sadly passed away in 1994 from a heart attack at the age of 43. His legacy still lives on through the joy he gave millions. Jane Krakowski was just 14 years old when she played Cousin Vicky, the hilariously awkward teenager who proudly talked about stirring Kool-Aid with her finger. Vacation was one of her first film roles, and it helped launch a successful career in TV and theater. She later became famous for her roles in Ally McBeal, 30 Rock, and Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Jane also won a Tony Award for her work on Broadway. In 2025, she is 56 years old and still active, continuing to act, sing, and appear on stage and screen. John P. Navin Jr. played Cousin Diehl, the sarcastic and scruffy kid who, along with Cousin Vicky, gave Rusty and Audrey a taste of country life. He was just 15 years old when Vacation hit theaters in 1983. John had a few more roles in the 80s, including appearances in T.J. Hooker, Cheers, and the movie Gotcha. But he eventually stepped away from acting. In 2025, John is 57 years old and has lived a private life outside of Hollywood, remembered fondly for his brief but funny performance in the Griswold saga. Nathan Cook played the helpful but slightly suspicious local who gave Clark Griswold directions through a rough neighborhood. Born in 1950, he was 33 years old during the filming of Vacation. Nathan was best known for his role as Jesse on the hit series Hotel, and had recurring parts on shows like The White Shadow and Hill Street Blues. He was a rising star with a promising career, but tragically, Nathan Cook passed away in 1988 at just 38 years old due to a severe allergic reaction. Mickey Jones played the intimidating mechanic who charged Clark Griswold an outrageous amount for car repairs in the desert. Born in 1941, Mickey was 42 years old when Vacation was released. He had a unique career as both a character actor and a drummer, performing with artists like Bob Dylan and Kenny Rogers before turning to acting. He appeared in shows like Home Improvement and Justified, often playing tough or rugged characters. Mickey Jones passed away in 2018 at the age of 76 after a long illness, leaving behind a diverse legacy in both music and film. John Diehl played the quiet assistant mechanic who worked alongside Mickey Jones in the desert garage, helping fleece Clark Griswold. He was 32 years old when Vacation came out in 1983. John went on to have a strong career in both film and television, known for his roles in Miami Vice, Stargate, and Nixon. He often played intense or offbeat characters and became a reliable face in Hollywood. In 2025, John Diehl is 74 years old and still occasionally appears in indie films and TV, continuing to work on projects that interest him. Gerry Black played Davenport, a minor but memorable character who added a touch of realism to the quirky world of Vacation. Born in 1924, he was 59 years old when the film was released. With a long list of supporting roles, Gerry appeared in TV shows like Hill Street Blues, Murder, She Wrote, and Melrose Place. He was known for his dependable presence in character roles across both television and film. Gerry Black passed away in 2018 at the age of 93, leaving behind a quiet but steady legacy in the entertainment world. Thanks for watching. See you next time.